Okay, hi everybody. So I wanted to look at problem 36, which is a proof by contradiction. Well, I'm going to prove it by contradiction. Okay, so consider a convergent sequence of real numbers. So we're allowed to, we know that the a sub n converge to something. Prove that if all the a sub n are less than or equal to u, some real number u, then that limit, whatever it is also less than or equal to u. Okay. First step, see if I can even remember what the problem is asking me to do without looking. That's your first step when you're quizzing yourself. Okay, what was the problem asking me? It had a sequence a sub n of real numbers, and we're allowed to assume the a sub n converge, and then we need to show that if all the a sub n are less than or equal to some number u, then that implies that also their limit, the limit of the a sub n, whatever it is also less than or equal to u. Okay, so proof by contradiction. Okay, so what does this mean? It means what we want to prove, we're gonna assume that it's not true. So first of all, let's give this a name. I don't want to have to keep writing lim n infinity a n all the time. Let's name the limit a. So a is going to be my name for this limiting value, whatever it is. We're assuming that the a sub n converge, so it does exist. So let's give it a name, a. Okay, and we want to prove this eventually when we assume that this is true. Need to show that a sub n, this should be for all n. We want this to imply this. Okay, so if I want to show this, one way to do that is to say it wasn't true. Say it failed. What does that mean? What is it? Say that a was greater than u, right? That's the opposite of being less than or equal to. Okay, so here's a, and here's u. Okay, clearly a is greater than u. Now I have a picture to help me. But we said that all the a sub n are less than or equal to u. So all the a sub n are over here. You know, a sub 100 is over there, a sub 20. I don't know, they're all over here. This seems ridiculous. This can't be the case. So how do we prove it? Well, okay, so if a is greater than u, then this is a positive number. Then a minus u is positive. Call it D. Great, well, the a sub n converge to their limit, a, and so, but since the a sub n converge to the limit that we called a, then there exists some n such that n greater than or equal to n implies that the a sub n and the a are less than d apart. Okay? But how could they be less than d if then that means that there are some a sub n over here. That's ridiculous. And so that's a contradiction. So, but we said the a sub n were less than or equal to u, so they can't be within d of a. So that's a contradiction. So basically what we're saying is this must be wrong. Our assumption that it actually failed, that little a, the limit, was bigger than u, obviously was wrong because it caused a contradiction to the thing we were assuming. Okay. So here's my proof by contradiction. Name the limit. That was just to help me. Then say that our conclusion fails. Well, then A must be greater than U. Draw a little picture. Notice that this is a positive number, but we have convergence, so that means that all the A sub n are inside here somewhere. Okay. And so that's a contradiction, because we were assuming that the A sub n were all less than or equal to U. Okay. That's all. Notice that when you're quizzing yourself on these problems, it's a good idea to try to just even see if you can restate the problem correctly. Just quiz yourself on, like, I just read the problem, can I restate it? Do I even know what is going on? And you will be surprised. Quite often, you will not be able to say what the problem was, even though you literally just read it. So that's not a good thing. You really need to understand the problem before you can solve it. You have to understand what's happening before you can solve anything. Okay. So, yeah. It's like a pre-quiz. Your pre-quiz is, can you remember what the problem was? Can you write down the problem statement without looking at the problem? And then once you actually can do that, now you might be ready to start thinking about how to prove it.